I wanted to take a couple of minutes and show you a new feature that will be rolling out in the app in the next few days, the first few days of July. And that is designed to help manage access to your physical locations, especially if you're needing to limit, uh, or manage physical distancing in them. And that is that you can, when you create an event, a you can define a maximum capacity for that event or in that location. So in this case, we have an event that has 100 spots available in it. Now the number here is going to be dynamic. So as people actually start pre-registering for this event, this number will move down. So I might be looking at it and it starts counting down to 90 and 80 and so on. So I want to jump into this if I'm a student and I need that credit. So I'm going to click on that event and I get this explanation that I need to reserve one of those 100 spots. Again, this is a number that's going to change, so it might just be one spot by the time I get here. But the deal is, and this tells you briefly, but unless I have pre-registered and I can't scan in or use a beacon to get credit for this. If I do, it's going to give me an error to say that I needed to have pre-registered. So there might still be a spot where I could go back and do that. But I'm going to say, yes, I'm going to go to this. The ticket turns green. It tells me, confirms that I'm pre-registered. Now I'm eligible to earn attendance there. And if I go back to the first screen, now it's telling me that and showing me that I'm reserved. I have reserved for this. Let's say you have a chapel event in 2 or 3 different locations. So you might list them in two or three different events here. If I've reserved to go to chapel in building A and I then go and reserve a spot in building B just to cover my bases, it's not going to let you hold 2 spots simultaneously because you have a single body. You can only be in one spot at one time. So what would happen in a case like this is that the first reservation would be deleted, and so that your reservation is in this building B at this point, and so the number now would increase from that first reservation. So things might change. I get sick. I don't want to go to chapel. I'm running a fever. So I can come back here and release that spot. So if I click that button, now it tells me I've been removed. That number will change as we go back to the first. Now it's showing 100 spots available. However, if somebody had looked at this app in the last 30 seconds, that would have shown 99 spots were available. So it's moved up just because I've jumped out of it. As an administrator, you're going to get a live list of all of the people who have reserved those spots. And in the view where you're seeing a list of all of your future events, for past events, you'll see the total number attended. What you'll see is the total number who have pre-registered for those. So perhaps you can see early on if you needed to be adding more space for an event that's filling up fairly quickly. That RSVP list will also remain after the event has finished. You will get your regular attendance list, but what you'd be able to do with that is we'll show you who registered and who actually did show up. So you'd be able to see somebody who was a no-show. Now you would expect you want some no-shows if somebody's running a fever, but that might be some information that you can use. So this is something that it's working on the administrative side where you can create events now that have that maximum capacity. It'll be rolling out in the app shortly. And I wanted to show it to you so you could factor it into your plans if you want to for the fall.